So in this part, we are going to learn about input validation in C++. Input validation means checking a user input to make sure it's correct, safe, and usable before our program processes it. So without input validation, programs can crash or produce wrong results. Okay, so users can enter unexpected data like letters instead of numbers or values outside the allowed range. Okay, and that's why we should use input validation. Okay, so input validation protects our program from errors and makes it more professional. Okay, so let us take a look at the basic input problem. So let's look at the common problem here. So let us try to create our integer here, age, and let us input. Okay, input, let us ask the user to input the age like that. So if the user enters letters instead of a number, the program fails and we must validate the input. Okay, so if we try to save and then we go down in our terminal, we try to compile, we try to run, and then we insert, instead of providing a number, let us provide these texts like that. As you can see, so here our program has crashed. Okay, even though we have not noticed. So to notice the problem, let us try to output our age like that. We try to save and then we try to compile, we try to run, and then we insert, instead of providing a number, we try to provide a text. As you can see, we get 0. Okay, which means our program has crashed. Okay, so now let us try to look at checking input failure. Okay, using the scene.fail function. Okay, using the fail function. Okay, so C++ provides the fail function to detect invalid input, and it's from the scene. Okay, so let us take a look at it. So here, let us create let me show you an example right here. Let me delete these lines and let us create our first variable age. Let us ask the user to enter the age. So enter your age like that, semicolon, and then we want to input the user to input the age. Then from there we are going to check if scene dot we have the fail function, scene dot fail. What are we going to do? We are going to output invalid input like that, semicolon. Then from there, else what are we going to do? We are going to output age entered. Age entered is what? Is our age like that. At a semicolon, we try to save. So when we try to save and run our program, we try to compile. So as you can see, enter the age, we enter text, we get input invalid input, and our program has not crashed. Okay, so and if we try to enter the age, let us run our program again, and then we enter 89, we get age entered 89. Okay, and this prevents our program from crashing. So scene.fail returns true if input is invalid. So if input is invalid, which means we get a true, it means we are going to run this code. Okay, and otherwise we are going to run this one here. Okay, so this one prevents using bad data. Okay, so let us now take a look at clearing the input buffer. So after a failure, we must clear the input buffer. Okay, so after the failure, invalid failure, then what should we do? We should use the clear. Okay, the clear function from scene like that. Okay, then from there we can also use scene dot, we can use the ignore, want to ignore 1000, then /n like that. So scene.clear resets the error state. Okay, and scene.ignore removes bad input. Okay, like that. So this one must be in quote like that, okay, and we save. Okay, so this one makes our program safe. Okay, so let us now take a look at validation with a loop. Okay, so we usually repeat input until it's valid. Okay, so let us try to take a look at that example. Let me try to delete to comment. Should I comment all these lines? Yeah, let me try to comment them out, and can I try to yeah, let me try to fold them. Okay, so what are we going to do? So let us try to create our integer called number. Let us just declare it like that without initializing it. So let us use a while loop. Then inside the condition, we are just going to provide true. Okay, so while true, what are we going to do? We are going to output enter a number like that, enter a number, and we are going to wait for that number using scene, and we are going to store that number in number. Okay, like that. Then from there, what are we going to do? We are going to check if not scene dot fail dot if not scene dot fail. What are we going to do? We are going to break out. Okay, then from there, otherwise we are going to output invalid. We are going to output invalid input, try again, semicolon. Then from there, we need to clear the buffer, scene the input buffer, scene dot clear. Okay, then from there we need to use scene dot ignore like that. Okay, and then we want to ignore 1000. Then from there, let us break the line, go on to the next line like that. Okay, yeah, that's it. So if we try to save and then we go down in our terminal, we try to compile. After compiling, we try to run. So as you can see, enter number. So if I enter 7, we get our program executes very well. Okay, but if we run the program again and I enter text, I press enter, as you can see, we get invalid input, try again, and here I get enter a number. Okay, so from there, let us enter the text again. We get the same output, invalid input, try again, as you can see, until I enter a valid number. Like, let me enter 704. I press enter. As you can see, our program executes and finishes successfully. So this keeps asking until valid input is provided, and see, it's a very common pattern in real programs. Okay, so let us now take a look at range validation. So we also validate value ranges. Okay, so for instance, let me try to comment down this code also. Let me try to comment it out using control/, and then I'm going to go here. Okay, and I'm going to fold this one here. As you can see, I've also folded it. Then what are we going to have here? Let us create another one. I'm going to name it score. Then from there, we are going to output enter score, and we want the user to enter score, which is going to be from 0 up to 100, like that, semicolon, then colon, space. Then from there, what are we going to do? We are going to get input from the user, and we are going to store it in our score. Okay, then from there, we are going to check if our score is less than 0. If it is less than 0, which means it's in negatives, and also if our score is greater than 100. Okay, so if one of these is returns true, then we are going to run this code. Okay, then we are going to output score out of range, like that. Okay, score out of range, and then semicolon, then this exclamation mark, then semicolon. Okay, so if we try to save and then we try to compile, After compiling, we try to run. As you can see, enter score. Let us enter -1. As you can see, we get score out of range. Okay, and if we enter, let us enter 101. As you can see, score out of range. Okay, so this ensures values stay within limits. Okay, so let us now take a look at a string input validation. So we can validate a string's input too. Okay, so let us take a look at this example. Let me try to also comment this one, and after there I'm going to try to forward it. Okay, let me forward all of this one. Okay, so I'll forward it. I forwarded it. Then from there, let us take a look at this example string. Let us create a string and name. Okay, and let us use the getLine function, getLine, and we want to get scene, and let us get name. Then from there, let us store it in name. Okay, so this name is going to act as our buffer. Okay, it's going to act as our buffer, and scene is going to be our input stream. Okay, then from there we are going to use the if block. If name dot, we are going to use the empty function. Okay, which we can use on strings. So if it is empty, then what are we going to do? We are going to output name cannot be empty, like that. We add a semicolon, we try to save, go down in the compiler, on the terminal, we try to compile. After compiling, we try to run. Okay, so here we are waiting for the name. Okay, so let us just press enter. As you can see, we get name cannot be empty, and we can use a while loop to loop through. Okay, to continue asking the user to enter the name. Okay, let us try to run again. So if we enter Rashid, we don't get this output name cannot be empty. Okay, so even if we run again and we enter only R, as you can see, we get that output. Okay, we don't get name cannot be empty output. Okay, so thank you so much.